Hey friends, my name is Jackson and welcome back to my channel, Gender Not Found. Ugh, there we go again. It's like 9:30 at night, which isn't the usual time I would be recording. Usually I would be recording earlier, but I just haven't really found the time when I want to record earlier today, and I was supposed to make this a couple of days ago, but shit happened, and there's kind of been a lot of stuff. Well, there hasn't been a lot of stuff going on. Mostly, I've just been super stressed out because of the situation that I'm in. So, you guys know that I broke my arm in 2021, and about a year later, I started having. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I've had balance problems on my channel before, and I mentioned something about like giving you guys a proper update. So, I'm just gonna tell you guys the story. It all started when I broke my arm back in 2021. Um, I'm gonna tell the entire broken arm story at some point, maybe even before the year is over. Like, that might be one of my last videos this year. I know it's getting close to the end of the year. It's like, it's November, but it's like late November. Like, today's the 19th, and November is getting close to being over. Anyway, um, so basically, um, I broke my arm back in 2021, and then like a year later, I started having some balance issues, and we were like wondering why it was, and I was talking to some people, and I talked to the my psychiatrist. God damn it. I can never remember if it's the psychiatrist or the psychologist who gives out meds. Anyway, I talked to him and he told me to go off one of my medications that I was taking at the time. So I went off the medication and things got like way better for a few months and everything was fine until I want to say July or August, somewhere around there. I think it was like the middle of the summer when suddenly my balance problems came back and they weren't as bad. So we thought it was like we were thinking about what to do. And then um we things were getting worse, so we started going through like a bunch of tests to see exactly what was going on. So I have my blood pressure monitored for 24 hours. I think that was about a couple months ago now. Um, and it took my blood pressure like every 20 minutes during the day and then every 30 minutes at night. And somehow I don't know how, but I slept through that. I like slept through the night. I got like 9 hours of sleep. So that was pretty good. But, um, lately things have been getting worse and I've been going through like other tests like they drew some blood and the results were normal and I got some like specialized really in-depth MRIs. The doctor didn't think it was a brain tumor, but I was getting the MRIs anyway just to rule out any possibilities, and like it might not have been a tumor, it might have just been something. And I got all kinds of like inner ear tests. That was the first thing we did, but then after all like the balance tests and stuff, they didn't find anything. So then I got the specialized MRIs. Then they didn't find anything. So then I finally was able to do the blood pressure test where they put a blood pressure cuff on me for 24 hours to monitor my blood pressure. And recently, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'm gonna say like maybe 2.5 weeks ago, I went to the doctor for they were gonna it was like a like it was like a little interview or something, just like a little chat discussion thingy, because the doctor who did my inner ear and balance testing referred me for some genetic testing and he said some of it was going to be invasive, so they wanted to kind of talk with me before the genetic testing. So we like talked about everything. It was like an hour long, the interview, and we talked about like everything. We discussed all my autism from when I was a kid, all my issues, all my stuff. She had me walk across like the floor and everything. And there might be some stuff I'm forgetting, but and also interestingly enough, we were talking about my autism and how I was as a little kid, and my mom said that my first word was actually animal, which makes so much sense now because, like, I'm surrounded by animals and getting a snake. Anyway, like, just I thought that was really funny and like really, really interesting given, my life and everything. And it's kind of weird because you wouldn't expect that the first word out of a kid's mouth would be, 3 syllables long. And anyway, she was surprised that she didn't tell me before, but she used to tell me that my first word was ball. That was what she said to me when I asked her because I'd asked her before. But anyway, point was I went through all these tests and they were able to give me a diagnosis. So apparently I have ataxia, and it's something I've had since I was a little kid, but it recently became a bigger problem, I guess, over the last year. And also the other thing is that apparently I have PTSD from breaking my arm because I fell. How I hurt my arm is I tripped over my own 2 feet. We were in the Costco, not in the parking lot, but like there was a big like sidewalk out in front of the Costco. My mom and I were there going like to the Costco to get some stuff because we go there to get like extra stuff. Like I go there when I need stuff in bulk. Like that's also where I get my lactose supplements. Like the Lactaid. It's like the Costco brand, but it's like I just take a couple. Well, I take one before I eat like cheese or something. I know that they do have lactose free cheese at my grocery store that isn't vegan cheese that tastes really really amazing and I love it. I'm so happy. But if I am gonna get food from like if I'm gonna get food from like I don't know McDonald's or something, then they don't have that. So obviously I just like I just like I don't really drink milk, but I do drink chocolate milk. So if I'm gonna have chocolate milk or if I'm gonna get like, I don't know, food from a fast food place, then I take a Lactaid before I eat my food or whatever. Anyway, but apparently, anyway, I slipped in front of the Costco. I tripped over my own 2 feet. And this is something I did all the time up to this point. And usually it just ended up with me getting like a scraped knee and sometimes a scraped elbow, and my hands would be a little bit bloody because I would always put them out to catch myself when I fall. The thing was, I had Kendall in one of my arms, and obviously I wasn't gonna drop her. Be- And so then and so that's how I ended up breaking my arm and also dislocating my arm. Yeah, that's what happened. So they had to put me under to pop it back in. Anyway, so yeah, I was holding Kendall in my arm, and because I wouldn't let go of her, that's why I broke my arm. That's why I busted my arm up so bad because that wasn't something that I expected. Like even as I was going down, I was about to ask my mom a question, and the last thing I thought as I was going down was, oh, when I come back up, I'll ask her because I just assumed that I was gonna scrape myself up a little bit, but I was ultimately gonna be fine. And then we spend like the next few hours in the fucking hospital so I can get fixed up. Like they called an ambulance to in front of the store and they took me to the hospital right away. It was pretty bad. Anyway, so apparently I messed up my arm so bad, and my mom and I didn't even think of this as a problem because at the time there were no issues. It took almost an entire year. I broke my arm in September, and I think the balance problems started the following August-ish, about that. So yeah, the balance problems didn't even start for like a year after. So like my mom and I didn't even think of it being connected because it was such a huge gap. So we totally thought it was something else. And it's weird because I went off my medication and then I was fine, but also that could have just been psychosomatic. Like maybe you know how they have like I can't remember what it's called, but when they give you sugar pills and they tell you they're, like medication and then you take this so-called medication and then you feel better, you know, like that effect. Okay, it's bugging me because I can't remember what the fuck it's called. But anyway, it's that thing. I think it was like the damn it. The fuck is it called? Um okay, I don't know. I'm sure it'll come to me probably after I turn off the camera. But anyway, it's that effect. It's like they it's it put the idea in my mind, and so then that was what happened, and then yeah, it was like psychosomatic. It was all in my head or whatever, and that's what happened. Um, okay, well, yeah, there's that. So I'm now getting physiotherapy. So also there's a 4 to 6 month wait to get physiotherapy at the hospital. So my mom and I are gonna sign up to somewhere else because, obviously I can't wait 4 to 6 months. It's pretty bad, and it's like a really serious problem. Anyway, so my mom is gonna like get apply to physiotherapy so I can get physiotherapy, I guess, someplace else. I don't really know. I don't know where she's getting physiotherapy, but I can't go back to my old place where I had physiotherapy. But anyway, there's that she's gonna be doing that, so she's gonna be signing me up for physio, and I guess I'll start in a week or two, and then it's th- yeah physio. So we're gonna do that there, and then we're gonna run out her insurance, and hopefully by the time her insurance runs out, we won't have to keep going to physiotherapy. But they're gonna help me like fix my walking, I guess, and work on that. So hopefully that does enough so that I can like walk properly without feeling nervous or whatever. Because there's also a psychosomatic piece to this that it's like PTSD. Because apparently PTSD doesn't want to stop ruining my life. uh, it's really pissing me off that part of the problem is PTSD. Like, yeah, I don't know. I guess it became a problem anyway. And also my mom and I have an appointment with the doctor, I think next week um to talk about her to to ask her a question about the uh, bear with me, guys. uh I've just been stuttering a lot lately because that happens when I get anxiety, and lately I have anxiety all the time. So guess that it's anyway. I have an appointment at the doctor because we're gonna ask her a question about my ataxia, and also a couple of other things like I keep I think I've mentioned this on my channel before, but after a few days, I usually cook a big meal that's supposed to last me like 3 or 4 days, but then on the third or fourth day it starts tasting like iron, and I don't know why that's happening. And sometimes I'll buy a new pot and then it'll last longer, like it'll take a couple months for the the iron taste to build up or whatever, and then it'll taste like iron, and my mom thinks that might be a medical issue, even though that doesn't make any sense because it would start at yeah, it would start happening sooner, and also um that that there would it would be in more food than just my cooking after a few days. Like it would happen in more food. I don't think it's a medical issue, but my mom won't shut up about it, and I don't know. We're running out of options. We keep buying new pots, and we can't keep doing that. And my mom keeps coming up with ideas which aren't working, and I don't. We're running out of options, and I'm worried that none of her ideas are going to work, and then I have no idea what the fuck we're going to do, and then but I have an appointment with the doctor next week, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Um, anyway, um, so there's that. Anyway, I um also am waiting on getting my snake. I was gonna get him at the expo in February, but um I think I might be lucky to have about $800 in my savings account by that point, and it won't even be in my savings account because like several $100s of it is going towards like the coffee table. I need to buy a coffee table for that corner, and then I need to buy the tank, and I need to buy all the stuff for the tank, and then I need to obviously buy food and like the snake itself. So buying everything that's required for the snake as well as buying the snake is gonna cost like, I don't know, $400 or $500 about. Like it's gonna be pretty expensive to buy all that stuff. So I like to have more money in my savings account ideally. So give it a couple more months. I'm just gonna give it a couple more months, and then that'll be um that might be it. I can't even really think of what to talk about right now. Um, but I don't know. I've just been full of anxiety these last 6 or 7 months just because of everything. And, well, actually, it's been longer than that. It's been almost an entire year now. Because on top of everything else, I've been applying for jobs, and I actually stopped applying for jobs a few weeks ago because I decided I'm in pretty bad shape and I should stop applying for jobs, and now isn't a good time to be getting a job because of my physical condition. But once we fix that, I'm hoping to look for jobs again. And I was getting really frustrated anyway because I applied to a job, like, I've been applying to jobs for a whole year now, and I'm like not getting anywhere. So I'm just getting ticked off and annoyed, and I just want to. And also, they were hiring at Cineplex over the last like month or two, but I couldn't apply because of my physical situation. So anyway, I'm just gonna go, and well, I do want to mention someone well uh someone online, one of my viewers, God of Fuck 777, recently had a tragedy in their life. I think I think it's a him. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but they had a tragedy in their life. Actually, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm not sure if he wants that made public or not. And again, correct me if I'm using the wrong pronouns, please. I'm not, I'm not really sure. Like, anyway, so I'm gonna go. I love each and every one of you guys. Please don't forget to always be yourself. Oh my god, my next video is gonna be my 150th, and I have something really special planned, and I'm really, really excited about it. And then after that, I'm probably gonna be doing another Reddit video. I have like a bajillion Reddit posts that I just saved that I'd like to put in a video. I've been like, I've been like putting it all together, like waiting for my next Reddit video to come along. But I have a a ton of posts saved for like the next 10 Reddit videos. So anyway, I love each and every one of you guys. Please don't forget to always be yourself. Don't forget to be good to yourself and to others. You are valid, and I will see all you guys in the next video. Bye.